guys, so here's the notes, or here's part 2 of the 7.4 day 1 notes. We're once again talking about logarithms. Okay, so remember when we are talking about logarithms, they have a base. We say log base. Now there are two special types of logarithms. We have one is called the common log, and the other one is a natural log. Common log. This is when the base is 10. But when we have this, we don't really say log base 10 of x. Instead, we say log of x. So anytime you don't see that base of 10, or you don't see a base at all, always remember that is what we call a common log, and the base is 10. Now the natural log, we don't really use log base e of x. Instead, we use natural log of x. And so naturally, the base is e. So remember, when we used e in the PERT, right, we did compound continuously, we did second the ln button. That ln represented natural log. So anytime you see natural log of x, of course that's natural log, and that just represents that the base is e. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure we know how to calculate or use our calculator to do this. So go ahead and make sure you can have both a graphing or a scientific, whatever you need. And we're going to do 1 and 2. So all we're doing is plugging this into our calculator. Okay, so let's first try log of 52. So if you're using a graphing calculator, you will need to go down the first column and you'll see log. If you're using a scientific, that will also be on the first column, but the log button is right underneath the second button. So you press log, and that's the same thing with scientific, put the number 52, and make sure you close your parentheses. Press enter, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. So this log represents, this is the common log. So you can't really use this log button if you have any base other than 10. So if you have like log base 4, you can't use the log button. If you have log base 100 or a log base 22, you can't use this log button on your calculator. You can only use it to represent the common log. So let's say we'll round to 2 decimal places, so 1.72 as our answer there. Okay, let's try now natural log. So here, we're going to go down once again our first column and go to where it says ln. That'll be the same for if you're using a scientific calculator. It will be on that first column, and natural log will be right underneath the log. So you press that, and we put in the number, okay? Now, make sure you're careful. If you do second natural log, that gives you e. If you just do natural log, it gives you natural log. And we get about 1.61 as our answer. Okay? So that's how we use our natural log and our common log on our calculators. Now, we can talk about, well, what if we want to calculate a log base, okay? Well, this is where we can use what is called the change of base formula. You definitely want to like highlight this, circle this, something, because this is we really want to make sure you know this formula, okay? So basically, and I don't like how they write this because they change it. So they're saying if we have log base c of a, how we calculate it is we're going to do log of a. Notice we don't see a base. That's because we're using the common log. So log of a over log of c. So let's try this example. We're going to use the change of base formula to find basically log base 3 of 8. So we're just evaluating. And in order to do this in our calculators, we got to use the change of base formula. Okay, so here we're going to log of 8 over log of 3. Now that 3, which was the base, it is no longer a subscript. It is now a big number, just like the 8. So now we calculate this in our calculator. So I press the log and then 8. Now be careful, you need to close out your parentheses, because if you don't, you'll get the wrong answer. Divided by, now once again, log of 3. So you always have log of your answer divided by the log of the base. And we get about 1.89 as our answer. Okay, I would like you guys to go ahead and use the change of base formula to try these next two problems. So go ahead and pause the video to do these two problems here. Okay, let's see what you got for the first one. So we first do log of 12 divided by log of 5. So we plug that into our calculator. So log of 12, make sure you close the parentheses, and then log of 5. And we get about 1.54. Okay, for the next one, I do log of 15 over log of 8. Don't forget to close your parentheses. And I get about 1.30. Yep. Okay, make sure you watch our last part. We're going to be talking about the idea of the inverses and how to use that to simplify.